How does bacteria become resistant to antibiotics? There are many reasons as to why, so let's start with one. Bacterial infections are caused by many things, the food we eat or through open wounds. This infection has occurred through an open wound from piercing the skin on rusty metal. This is the bacteria that has entered the body from the wound. This type of bacteria is pathogenic, and this type particularly causes typhoid. Typhoid causes the chest to develop red spots and also causes intestinal irritation. As the bacteria travels around the bloodstream, it begins to take advantage of the body's resources to multiply. The multiplication of the bacteria begins to occur every 20 to 30 minutes in the bloodstream. As the bacteria population increases, it begins to consume more of the body's resources and space, allowing it to expand further. The host's body soon becomes swamped with the infection, and the host starts to feel its effects, feeling nauseated. The host is soon prescribed antibiotics, as the body itself cannot fight the infection alone. The host is prescribed ciprofloxacin, a bactericidal antibiotic. Antibiotics are engineered to target only certain bacteria. This means that the antibiotic cannot unnecessarily attack healthy bacteria. Once the host digests the antibiotic, the stomach acid begins to break it down, preparing it so that it can be absorbed into the stomach's lining through to the bloodstream. The antibiotic transforms into a chemical form in the stomach acid. Over the course of antibiotics, the dose becomes stronger and more concentrated and is able to kill off the more resilient bacteria correctly. The antibiotic, now in its chemical form, passes through to the bloodstream and begins to search for its target as the heart pumps it around the system. As the antibiotic continues to repeat this cycle each day with a stronger dose, the host begins to feel as though they have recovered and eventually can stop their course of antibiotics. If the course is stopped before it is finished, the dose within the host begins to deplete and is incapable of fighting against the more resistant bacteria that has so far survived. This is a more resistant bacteria cell. As a result of not completing the course, the host has given this bacteria an opportunity to mutate by picking up DNA from dead cells and the misuse of antibiotics. In order to fight off this new strain of resistant bacteria, a high dose of a new antibiotic is required. Here are two different types of DNA. In this DNA, a mutation occurs in the genes, creating a new strain of resistant bacteria and therefore a different type of DNA. The new strain of resistant bacteria, now with a wide supply of the body's resources and space, begins to multiply. The host begins to feel the effect of the infection once again as it spreads and returns back to their previous antibiotic. The host again digests the antibiotic and it is absorbed into the bloodstream and pumped around the bloodstream. As the antibiotic comes close to encountering the area populated by the infection, it tries to search for its target. But as a result of the mutation in the genes, it changes the overall demeanour of the bacteria and therefore the antibiotic does not register it as a harmful bacteria. The antibiotic then continues its search for the target it has been engineered for. The new strain of bacteria begins to spread the infection to other parts of the body, increasing its population with newfound space and resources. The condition can become so severe that hospitalization is needed for the administration of an IV drip in order to recover. An IV allows a higher dose to be administered at a higher rate, also allowing the antibiotics to seek out targets quicker. As the antibiotic reaches its target, it penetrates the cell wall and destroys the cell from the inside, collapsing it. As the IV drip continues to do its job, the host slowly becomes clear of the infection. Antibiotics are slowly becoming a thing of the past. Our misuse of them has created different strains of one bacteria, creating the superbug, which are resistant to most antibiotics. Don't rely on antibiotics, or there won't be any left to rely on.